Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
That's right. We got the mayor in the house, so we better act like it's a real radio show tonight, Pig.
Was this going to be like an actual real start to a radio show? And welcome to Riverbend Talent. Here we go at 6 o'clock on the dial. No,
Last week we walked around in circles for 15 to 20 minutes and didn't even start the show till about 25 after.
I think I was running in front of the window there at like 5 after the hour.
You guys are assuming I'm really a real mayor.
Okay, yeah. We are assuming that. We didn't check his background or anything.
You guys didn't even ask for an ID when I walked in.
We totally trust Scott and Mechelle. So, they brought Bonnie in, and that was really Bonnie.
That was really Bonnie, as far as I know. Now, that the voice there, the disembodied voice you're hearing on the radio there is Mike Parkinson, mayor of Granite City. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you agreed to do this, but good luck to you,
You know
sir.
what? From the looks of you two, I'm not sure why I did either.
He fits right in, Pippin. We'll be fine now.
Yeah.
You can shake off the nerves.
You're all right.
Well, it's another Thursday night, and this is a show called Riverbend Talent. My name's Dennis. That's Pigpen over there, and we're talking with Scott and Mechelle, the acoustic duo, and the mayor, Mike Parkinson, tonight on Riverbend Talent. That's brought to you by the Halpin Music Company, by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance, and our third sponsor, Michael Crider, Farmers Insurance. And
he sponsors Alex Honky, our engineer.
He does.
Farmers
Alex
Insurance.
is off the wagon, and so he needs a sponsor. Anyways.
He's off the wagon. He's got his 30-day chip. No, I don't. No, he don't.
All right. And we got to remind folks that coming up, listen, week away now, October 9th, Halpin's 60th anniversary.
Yeah.
And we'll be on site. So we're inviting all the folks that have been on our show and that we've helped to come on down to Halpin Music on October 9th and say hello to us. So we have something to talk about for how many hours we're going to be down there or whatever.
Yeah. I'll make stuff up like someone's. And we're talking to Joe Schmo here. He bought his first guitar at Halpin back in 1959.
And then we'll be heading to Bakers and Hale later that night to see our other sponsor, Matt Van Voorhis
in Stubblefield.
Right.
Making an appearance out of Bakers and Hale.
So a big weekend for October 9th for our sponsors who've been with us forever.
Yeah. I tell you what, if you want to go to that Bakers and Hale and see it, I'm going to suggest you go early, because twice last weekend I went to Bakers and Hale and looked at the parking lot and went, no, not going to do it. Too full. I mean, just that place has been packed the past couple times I've tried to go there. So I'm going to suggest you get there early for the Stubblefield show, because I guarantee it's going to be packed again.
Right. And for the folks that don't know, Scott and Mechelle are inside the Granite City's music scene, right? Because they're totally involved in it.
They got themselves wrapped up in it a little bit, I think.
And the mayor's involved in it now. Mike Parkinson, right?
Mike has brought the city into it, is my understanding. Now, you guys, Mike, you just wrapped up your music in the park last night, right?
Yeah, that's correct. We've had a summer series of different local bands, local acts coming in and playing on Wednesday nights for about an hour and a half each night, and we've had decent crowds, and it's building. The city wasn't involved with it before. It was all the local businesses. It started with the Musicians Union, and now, since I became mayor, I said, the city really needs to be involved in this. We need to be promoting music and the arts in our city. So last night we wrapped it up with Mo Pleasure. It was our final band of the year, and we had about 200 people out there last night on a nice fall evening.
And if you missed it, you can catch Mo Pleasure tonight at Patrick's. They started at 6 o'clock. They'll play till 9. Patrick's right there in Granite City.
Yeah, listen, really, the vibe in Granite's really changing. We're not just an old steel mill town anymore. We're trying to change the vibe down there. Good music venues between Pontoon Beach and Granite City, and we're getting ready to open up a new music venue down there as well, probably be fall of next year. So we're trying to turn it into a music town, a place that's that everybody from the area can come throughout the whole Riverbend.
He said Pontoon Beach.
He
brings up the neighbor Pontoon Beach. Mike Parkinson and Mike Pagano partying
what
together.
A great guy
I could see this. I could see you two getting together, making some stuff happen.
Yeah. I call them the MPs.
Oh, here you go. You got to get on the microphone there.
I call them the MPs of mayors.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. One guy with musical talent, the other one with none.
You're going to say Mike Pagano has no musical talent.
No,
I'm
I'm pretty sure it's just the opposite. I think he does the best Chris Stapleton outside of Chris Stapleton.
Oh man, Chris Stapleton wishes he could do Chris Stapleton that good night.
Nice.
Yeah, his rendition of Tennessee Whiskey is second to none. Not even Stapleton.
Nice. Yeah, he's a great guy in that the Vault. Right, that's his band there. So
yeah, he's got a Montrose thing going on now too, and branching out, doing a little solo stuff. So
Rock the Nation. They did the Foghat show, right?
Yeah. Doing some good stuff. And he's a great mayor for Pontoon Beach. And one of the things I looked at when I came in, I looked at Mike and I said the way he communicates with people and gets out in his community and is active. That's the kind of guy I wanted to be. So he and I get along really, really well. He's doing a great job there in Pontoon Beach, and his festivities in the summer, the party at the beach are second to none as well. Bringing in some great shows down there and killing it. I mean, he's bringing in 5,000-6,000 people for a weekend each Friday and Saturday night, and getting to see some old classic bands there. I've got to meet quite a few of them through our friendship. So
nice,
really, really great. He had a good friend of mine from Nashville playing there last year, Tyler Hammond. So. He's killing it out there, doing a great job.
Yeah, definitely.
And coming out of Pontoon Beach, the only ultra premium vodka made in America.
The old Mastermind
vodka there.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
hats off to Carl for
one of our favorite venues too, Doit's Village Inn. Love that place.
Great music out of Doit's.
Yeah.
Great music out of Doit's.
And tonight, Dave Mendoza and Greg Dennis, right? So they're playing tonight.
Granite City boy.
Yeah.
7 to 10.
I was there last night.
Yeah. Legendary Mendoza family from Granite City.
Yes, very legendary, and that's a show to see right there.
Javier Mendoza. Is that one of the Mendozas from your?
I don't think so.
Heck of a musician.
Probably related somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I was thinking he was. I met him over in the St. Louis music scene back in the 20 years ago, but. Just an amazing player and singer there. But
most people don't know, but Dave's dad's a soccer legend in the United States.
Fill us in.
Ruben Mendoza. He played for the national team, the Olympics. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a statue
of him downtown. One of the first art pieces we had sanctioned for a resident of Granite City. It's sitting down on Niedering House. Big time soccer legend throughout the United States.
What was his name?
Ruben Mendoza.
Ruben Mendoza. Wow, and right out of Granite City. Huh?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to actually play for Ruben when he was alive.
There's a Ruben you can trust. Inside joke there.
He had a big old sporting. When we were kids, that's where we bought all our cleats and shin guards. Sponsored a lot of youth soccer in Granite. Yeah, he was a big part of the success of soccer in the 70s and 80s in Granite. Big time.
That's pretty cool. Hey, before we get too far along, it's Thursday night. We want to go over what's going around the River Bend, and we start with the Sea Shanty Sing-Along each and every Thursday night from 6 to 9 at Morrison's. We got the open mic at a Ragin' Cajun in Alton later tonight about 9 o'clock. Hollywood 5, 7 to 11 at Fast Eddie's in Alton. Check this lineup out Pigpen. Open mic out at Baker's and Hale tonight.
Yeah.
You got Jumpin' Johnny and Lyndon Sickmeyer.
Oh.
It's like half of Mars needs guitars.
Sitting in with Paul and Lisa. That's going to be a
light.
heck of a lineup going on there for an open mic. So if you're looking to get out and jam with some people, I'd say head out to Baker's and Hale.
And concerts in the park still going on in Bethalto for
go.
Thursday night. Hopefully the rain holds off for them. And the Far Gone Brothers doing it at 7 o'clock tonight in Bethalto in the park. Jeremy Drake, 6 to 9 at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville tonight. And let's see. Oh, yeah, this benefit we need to talk about. Benefit for cancer patient Amy Adams. And music by Lead Sled and Outlaw Opry from 1 to 11. Started at 1 today at the Grafton Oyster Bar. And then Steve Klein out at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey tonight. And there's our little buddy. You're a godson.
Unknown and Sailing.
Right.
There you go. Yep.
They're playing with a band out of Wisconsin tonight, Sinking Suns, along with a band. How would you say that? Dodecad?
Dodecad. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's how I would say it.
And because we know them, we're announcing their show. It's at the Heavy Anchor in St. Louis tonight. So congratulations to them.
Yeah,
that takes care of our Thursday.
That is your Thursday evening in the Riverbend area. It is growing. It's getting back up there, man. That's a page full of stuff just on Thursday on this side of the river. So, feeling good to see all this action happening. And we speaking of action happening, a lot of action happening down in Granite City. We've got Scott and Mechelle, who are heavily involved in the Granite City music scene. We've had them on the show several times talking to them about their music, and along with them, Mike Parkinson and Hayden. And his son Aiden also sitting quietly in the corner looking at me suspiciously. Looks like you don't trust me. Do you not trust me over there? You're looking at me like you don't trust me. No, I'm just messing with you. How you doing tonight?
Hello.
How you doing tonight?
Good.
Doing good, yeah? Yep. First time being on the radio?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, by the time you're my age, radio probably won't exist anymore. So,
and you're very smart if you're suspicious of Pigpen.
Shows nothing but good intuition on that one.
I told him to stay away from people that look like him.
Yeah.
When you see guys like that by the railroad tracks,
run, man,
away.
Oh, man. The teenagers, they're all talkative,
Right. Dad, that looks like the guy that sleeps behind the shed sometimes.
I love that.
Yeah, well, like you say, I'd vote for him. If he's suspicious of me, I'd vote for him. You've got a future in politics like your dad. So we're talking about things happening. Granite City is happening, man. You've got a lot of new stuff going on. Not the same old steel city it used to be, right?
No, we're trying to transition. There's always been a lot of music down there, kind of hidden. Just a big music vibe. From the high school. The biggest thing going at the high school right now is our high school band just won a big competition again.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're winning national competitions. The music vibe in Granite's killing it, from the high school kids all the way up to the adults getting involved. You can almost go out every night in Granite, find some live music. Between Granite and Pontoon Beach, you never really have to leave. Like I said, we're opening up a music venue right in downtown Granite on the square where we have the live music on Wednesdays in an old church that the city's purchased. It's going through abatement right now. Construction should start on that early in 2022, and hopefully having it finished by fall and get some good music going through there, as well as other events, private parties, weddings, all kinds of things through there. So
I like that for a new slogan for the area to draw people in. Between Granite City and Pontoon Beach, you never have to leave.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
it.
well, when you get when you set your egos aside and you get two mayors working together and wanting to better the whole area, what happens in Granite happens in Pontoon Beach. What happens in Pontoon Beach happens in East Alton and Wood River, and this is a whole new vibe. All of us down here in the river bend we've got to stick together and try to help each other out. Alton's doing great things downtown, and you've got a new mayor up here that has a good idea on what he wants to do, and you've got some good investors up here that want to turn this downtown into a more vibrant place than it already is, and still a lot of cool architecture. We were standing outside admiring it, some of it on the way in, and we've lost some of our buildings through the years, but we're trying to make the best with what we have, and hopefully within the next couple of years we can really get some outsiders coming in and enjoying what we already know is in our downtown area and in Granite City altogether.
So Pigpen and I are a bit of outsiders. Tell us about this building that you're talking about specifically. Give us some history on it and what you're planning to do there again.
Yeah, it was Niedering House United Methodist Church, and they closed up. Most of their families had kind of moved on, and the younger kids didn't stick around, and we purchased it. It's still in pretty good shape, but we're going to completely change it. I don't want people to walk into a church. I want them to walk into a vibrant new space. Tearing out a wall, going to have some indoor-outdoor space in case we have another COVID break. We can still have some things going on there with the indoor-outdoor feel, and has a full basement in it that we'll be able to have catering in and out of there. But I want it to be more multi-use. I want it to be for all generations. You can have anything from you can rent it out for a wedding. You can rent it out for a race derby day party. Any kind of thing you want, really. It's going to be multifaceted, multi-use. We'll be able to use it for if we have more outbreaks of COVID. It's a center where we can send people to get help or shelter. It's just going to be multi-use. But the main feature of it will be for entertainment and giving our citizens something to do. They're yearning for it. Our town is just it's just sat idle for a while, and it's time to change that.
So you say indoor, outdoor. I guess there's some room outside, then a field or something. You got a lot of room there? Or?
Well, there's a little courtyard
Okay.
between that and our old YMCA building that we just opened up 37 apartment units in that are all rehabbed. And then it sits on the square downtown. It's really a triangle, but we call it the square.
Okay.
We've closed down the street right in front of it, and it's permanently closed. So we've got some good indoor-outdoor space that we can give that indoor-outdoor feel. And if we want to take a show from outside on a rainy night and move it inside, we'll be able to do that. So there'll be no cancellations of our shows anymore.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Now you say it's going to be available for rent. So like
Sure.
people in your community or whatever could rent it and do a party, whether it's a private party or whether it's they're hosting a band and throwing a concert. Let me just ask you, like from a promoter standpoint, or just even less than a promoter, a citizen that's maybe not a promoter but wants to try something like this. How you guys set up for insurance for something like that, or do you have a plan in place for something like that?
Yeah, we're still working out all the details on that, but there'll be insurance riders that we can get and put things in place for people that they just want to run it for an event.
Nice.
We have attorneys that'll work all those details out for us, but the plan right now is just to try to give something all week long, daytime, nighttime. Place for the high school band, if they want to come put on a show for their friends, they can come in and do it. If somebody, we've got a NASCAR event coming to Madison. What a great thing that's going to be, right?
Yeah.
And you look and you say, well, where are these guys going to have private parties at? Well, I'm going to make a place for them. Come to Granite. We'll bring some race cars, put them out on the street, and let those people have their own private party in our venue.
Nice.
We're 5 minutes from the racetrack. So it's just forward thinking. We're thinking ahead and trying to get out in front of the game of all the new stuff and good things that are going on in St. Louis. We're trying to change the housing market, instead of raising taxes, let's bring up everybody's property values, right? And we've got a geospatial center going in over in North St. Louis that's going to bring a lot of jobs to the St. Louis region, and those are middle-class working jobs, and those people are going to need some place to live. So we're trying to change our housing market to get those people to come into our community and invest in our town.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you are. I mean, you're St. Louis's neighbor. You're 5 minutes. You're 5 minutes from downtown. Kevin Hamilton owns the Artesian Studio down there.
Yeah.
He was saying that he was looking to set up in St. Louis, but Granite was just a better place to go where you're only 5 minutes from St. Louis.
But for you on
Sure.
that. And within that, within your venue, are you gonna offer like music lessons and things like that for kids? And
Yeah, so
Talk a little more
here's
into
the
the
great
mic,
part.
Michelle. Talk into the mic, Michelle, so everyone out in the radio
recording
world.
studios and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the great part about this venue too is that it has a setup on the other side for white box. We'll have a big rooms just set up in white box, and then on the other side there's classroom space. So we'll be able to utilize that. Omega Music is 3 doors down, or half a block down the road. They'd be able to utilize space in there if they wanted to, or any musician that wanted to come see us and maybe rent some small space and do lessons would be able to do that. It's really going to be a multifaceted place for entertainment, really. Just something Granite City's never seen.
Yeah,
I think
and
that's
having
awesome.
spaces to rent for bands to use as practice spaces. Like we got the Riverbender building right downtown.
Yeah.
There's a few bands that they just rent a room, and that's the rehearsal spot.
Right.
And to have something like that in a downtown area where there's not neighbors that are going, "Hey, it's 2 a.m. Stop playing."
Yeah.
And that's a great idea.
Well,
because
you have to think about this too. You're right outside a big market of St. Louis for music, and a lot of these bands, they'll play someplace over in St. Louis, a big show on a Saturday night, and they're just looking for someplace small to practice or rehearse on a Friday night. We're going to have that available. We're looking to tie into some of those guys too that want to do a smaller show after their show. Come on over after your show's over. We'll play a small gig.
Yeah, the
I'll
after
tell you
party.
what, you
Yeah.
can't have a more professional studio than Kevin Hamilton has down there with Artisans. I was down there visiting with him recently, and he was just ecstatic about how the city supported him, and he had a problem with a ramp getting in there, and they kind of worked with him until they got a type of ramp that would work within the code, so nobody had to change anything. And it's really cool. You can just slide your stuff right in there now, and that's huge when you're loading into a studio.
Yeah.
So
Well, the worst thing a city can do is not find a way to get around red tape.
yeah.
People invest in your town. You need to make it as easy for them as you can.
And,
If you don't, somebody else will.
Yeah, I was going to say if you don't make it easy for them, they're going to find another town to
Exactly.
go to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've seen that with a lot of towns where for the longest time, Grafton right down the road. That place is built on tourism basically, and people coming in there, but for the longest time, they got people fighting, music being played there, and you can't have music after 9 o'clock, and it's like, wait a minute, do you want to have people come to your town or do you not? I mean, the fudge and ice cream stores are only going to like make so much money.
Yeah, we just had Scott and Mechelle were involved with a few ventures over the summer, and one of the things we found was we had an ordinance that prohibited people speaking through microphones, loud speakers after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we had to
amplified music.
Music after 9 o'clock. So we had to change that ordinance quickly.
Yeah, otherwise someone's going to be calling in. We were just the VFW up in Cottage Hills, right there on the edge of 255. We have festivals. I don't know how many festivals were out there this summer, 4 or 5 of them, and. The one last weekend, the police came out before midnight, even though it's scheduled to go on at midnight because somebody complained, and it is an ordinance, even though that they had talked to the community or whatever, and had the VFW had the okay. It's still an ordinance that after 10 p.m. or whatever, amplified music. So, sure enough, they came out and shut down a festival. Right, and it's like, why? At some point, the VFW had talked to you about this and let you know about this. At some point, there's got to be a...
That goes back to that red tape we were just talking about. If the people that are running that festival want to come down and see the mayor of Granite City, come on down.
There you go.
Is that you?
We'll find
don't
a place.
You run a a lot of festivals, don't you?
That particular one
That's
was
his
my cousin.
yeah,
that particular one was my cousin's festival. But it's... that's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've got all kinds of ideas in our head. We've got the Port District runs through Granite City, and we've got the old Army base down there that's now the regional port. There's all kinds of open space down there that we could probably try to work on doing something with Dennis Wilmsmeyer down there, and big outdoor festivals are a reality. I mean, we can make them happen, especially during COVID. When we can't have these big things indoor anymore, but we can certainly do a lot of things outdoor, and we'll certainly find space to do them.
One of the festival throwers that we work with is actually from your town, Marshall and Gracia.
Yeah.
He's a Granite City boy.
Scott used to give him lessons. Yeah, and we also we played up at the Happy Trails right up here, right up the road.
I was running sound for you that day, or I don't know if I was running sound, but I was playing something. I remember being there. I don't know what I was doing.
And your wife was playing drums.
Playing bass.
Bass.
Playing bass. My friend Jennifer was playing drums. Yeah, it's
his other wife.
My other wife.
They know.
See, son, everybody in this room has music talent except for you and I.
Look, I didn't say I had any talent.
Yeah, that's true.
I do it because I enjoy it, not because I'm good at it.
Enjoyment, what it's all about.
That is what it's all about.
You gotta lean in the mic for us.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. If you're not having a good time and you're not making money, why are you doing it?
Yeah, we just had a cool night at their house. Actually, they brought in a guy from was it American Idol?
The Voice.
Season 6 of The Voice. Yeah,
now, that was your daughter, right? It's Mechelle.
Our daughter-in-law.
Your daughter-in-law. What's her name?
Yeah, his name was Josh Kaufman. He was a season 6 winner.
And who's your daughter-in-law that promoted that?
Laura McIntyre.
Laura McIntyre, and now that was her very first attempt at promoting a show. If I remember right, you told me about it.
That was great.
And you just hosted it right in your backyard.
Yep.
Nice.
And the mayor and his wife Amy were there.
Nice.
If there's live music, I'll be there.
I like it.
I
like your attitude.
Hey, we're all products of Granny's Rocker, right?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you looked familiar. I kept thinking, I know this guy.
Yeah, we're all products of Granny's Rocker. That's what got it all started.
Oh, man. Actually, back in the days of Granny's Rocker, Granite City had stages going on at the time.
Absolutely.
And there was a lot of great shows in that building, too.
Big Tom Petty played there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quiet Riot.
Did you ever go to stages? Well, you're not old enough for stages, are you?
We won't talk about whether I went there or not. I'm going to take the fifth on that question.
It was great. It was great.
If you've got a fifth, I'll take a shot.
It was great. It was great. I was like just barely old enough to get in there, and I had my ID, and it was whenever Frank and his brother were both bouncers there, Frank Faulkner, and I'm like handing my ID to a girl that was underage, over the thing, and they look at it, and because they knew me real well, they're looking at it and they go, this ain't you. This is her right over there. You know? Yeah. They said, go in.
Things were definitely a little different back then.
That was the 80s.
Yeah. The 80s were a good time if you weren't paying attention to, like politics or anything. Just doing, which I never do, so I'm good. No, that's great to hear that you got the vibe changing down there in Granite City, because it seems like that Jacob Myers has been around for a long time.
Yeah, Bobby does a great job there, too.
Yeah, he all reports say he's just a lover of musicians and music. So
he can play a little bit himself, too.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does well.
Bobby can play a little bit too. In fact, one of the first I ran into a guy just on vacation down in Key West. The guy I talked about earlier, that Tyler Hammond he's originally from Georgia, but out of Nashville now, and he one of the first people that gave him a gig that nobody even knew who this guy was, and I brought him in, was Bobby Kirksey.
Nice.
He's just always been that guy that'll help anybody out. But that's kind of where we're at in Granite too. I mean, we want to help out these new musicians coming through, trying to make their way up.
Well, you got a lot popping down there. What island do you stay on down in the Keys?
We were actually in Key West. Yeah.
Actually in Key West.
Right? 600 block of Duval, man. That's where it's at.
I do love the Keys,
it's halfway to the beach and halfway to the bar.
A guy who plays in two bands that I'm in. He plays keyboard in one band and guitar in another band, but they own a place on Marathon Island down there, which is up a little ways.
Yeah.
And, I got a little cottage on Sugarloaf Key. Upper Sugarloaf I like to go to.
Did I badmouth you earlier?
You might have.
I take it all back.
I like the band Sugarloaf.
Green-eyed lady.
Let's get to Friday night now, Pigpen. And we got
absolutely.
the pianos at Ragin Cajun on Friday and Saturday. Borderline, 7:30 to 11:30 at Past Eddie's on Friday night. The legendary Pat Liston, 6:30 at Chubby's and Alton.
Mist.
Yeah, it's not quite as.
Pat Liston, legend.
Let Pat sing that, please.
Hey, I want to hear Danny Liston sing.
Okay, well,
I do like Dad a lot too.
You can call him.
Can I call you a cab? No, all right. Anyway,
Bob Leon, 8 o'clock at Chez Marilyn's on Friday night. Troy Taylor sold out again.
Every time he sold out. Every time.
Sold out through the fall, and now he's starting a winter series, so we'll talk about that in the future.
$46 a person, right? Where does he come up with that price?
Well, he's Troy Taylor.
I'm just curious. Like 46.
Yeah, it could have been 41.
He's selling them out so much. I'm surprised it's not up to 66. Anyway, let's talk about Flatliner, because you got limited chances to catch this band.
You do. They are going to wrap it up and devote their time towards their families, which I completely understand that. And so Flatliner will be at Bakers and Hale on Friday night. So get out and check them before it's too late.
Absolutely.
Gabie and the Real Deal still at it. They'll be at Martin's Tunes and Eats. That's formerly Chico's in Wood River on Friday. Wade Trent up in Grafton at Aeries Winery from 3 to 7. That's Denver Wade Trent. Steve Mellas does the open mic at the Hawg Pit in Grafton. This just in, Jake Weber and Quinten Cole, 8 to 11 at the Bloody Bucket in Grafton.
Just in.
Yeah.
Hot off the presses.
I literally just seen there as I was leaving tonight. Jake
he's
had
got one
posted.
he's showing you right now. Look at the mayor's showing you one right now.
Tyler Hammond at 6 in St. Louis. Game 6.
Friday and Saturday night.
Okay, go ahead and announce it. You could read it better than me. I'm blind.
It's one of the guys that I try to help out.
We know Tyler. Actually, he's going to be playing a big party. It's going to be a house party with Steve Scorfina.
Oh, wow.
So
nice.
I'm going to go check that one out. I think, Steve's there and Tyler, and it's a house party.
There you go. So where's Tyler playing at that you got?
Game 6, St. Louis,
There
outside
you
the ballpark, Friday and Saturday night.
Right.
Right on.
Let's see. Also going on Friday night, the Fry Project, 8 o'clock at Doit's Village Inn in Pontoon Beach. Rock Bottom, legendary Granite
Loud and
band.
proud.
Right, 9:30 at Patrick's in Granite City. That'll be, I think, both nights down there. And they're playing in West Alton, I believe, this weekend for the Rat Run. This is Rat Run weekend. What is that? That's when all the bikes do this giant rally.
I thought that's when the rats got in there and raced for the cheese.
That's more like a bike, okay? So they can race for cheese still.
Put together vehicles, the old rat
rod. That's what I'm thinking.
Rat
the old,
rods.
like,
They have
the old
that
rat
too.
rods.
But
Yeah, those are cool.
This has been going on for 20 or 30 years. The rat run. Actually played the rat run a long time ago in 2001. So I know it's been going on for quite
For
some
at least
time.
20 years, right?
Yeah. Up there off the river road. But yeah, so they roll down the river and they go across to Portage to Sioux as well. They'll be over in West Alton at the new third chute. So look out for the bikes this weekend. They're going to be rolling around the river bend.
Right on.
Also going on Friday night, Acoustic DNA, 6 to 9 at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. Mike Sonderegger, 4 o'clock at Global Brew in Edwardsville. Bobby and Larry Rollins, 7
you
o'clock
go.
at the Moose in Edwardsville.
Speaking of the Granny's Rocker times,
Yeah.
there's the Rollin boys from Beowulf.
Love them.
The double wide duo, 7 o'clock at Cabin at Judy Creek on Friday night in Glen Carbon. Bad Decision, 6 to 10 at the Long Shot Tiki Bar in Portage de Sioux as part of the
That's a good
Rat
name.
Run. Yeah.
That's a good name. I like that.
Mike Judy back at it at Pops this weekend. Presents Kevin Gates, the Kaza Tour 2021. That's at 7 o'clock at Pops. Grand Band on the road at the Drawing Board in St. Louis. And this weekend is Callous Entertainment's Last in Line and Conquest and Torchlight Parade at 21 Rock in Arnold. So invited to that.
There you go, man. That is the Friday night in the Riverbend area. Might as well shoot on through Saturday because it looks like we got a couple pages to go here.
Hopefully Last in Line gets their back line. Anyways, on to Saturday. Alton Farmers and Artisan Market kicking things off. And, man, I got to see Lazy. Thank you. Thank you. Lazy Lester. I got to see Lazy Lester.
Yeah.
They're still listed as Lester and Floyd for the Farmers Market, though. But
What about the Reuben?
it's Lazy Lester now.
Is that
See, they changed their name.
It was Lester and Floyd, then it was Lester, Floyd, and Reuben, and now it's just Lazy Lester.
It's a huge conspiracy.
I think it's a huge conglomerate, and they couldn't add any more names. It was getting too long.
But let me tell you something.
Sounds like
you need to catch these guys because you talk about a singer. Lance is one
Lance
heck of a
Griggs.
singer. Yeah.
He always has been.
Yeah, and so that's part of the Lester, and then Mr. Floyd, he can rip it on guitar. So
Floyd, I'm unfulfamiliar with. He's
And
the
then-
one in the group that I don't believe I know yet.
oh, he's hot, man. You got to check him out,
Right on.
Mr. Dan Floyd, and then that other guy, Ruben, who's also in Hooky and Graham Band and every other band in town, right? Mikey Lowenstein. Okay, what else is we're doing Saturday?
we got
Yeah.
the Farmers and Artisans Market. That's 8 a.m. to noon, and there's live music with Lester and Floyd, as you said. That's from Landmark Boulevard and Henry Street downtown. We had not mentioned where it's at. So
Right. So
right down there.
Suzanne Manns is having a benefit for her, auto accident victim, and some of our favorite bands, The Intrusion,
Wow, okay.
Moon Watching, Nico, and Daisy Chain. A lot of those out there at Bushfest.
So Daisy Chain, I did not get to see, but man, I had a lot of people coming up asking me if I saw them, and apparently they had quite a good set out at Bushfest last weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to check out the Daisy Chain band.
They'll be playing Saturday at the Alton Motorboat Club from 7 to
go.
11. That's for a good cause, raising some money there.
Good bands playing for a good cause, like we've seen our whole lives, right?
Right. The Buzz Tones going to be playing at Chez, Maryland's and Alton.
Stop your jackassing around over there, you two.
Oh, they're getting frisky.
That was not the mayor. It was not the mayor.
It was
No.
not the mayor.
I'm behaving.
Scott and Mechelle. Scott won't keep his hands to himself. He's getting frisky over here. No. Oh, yeah, the cameras are on.
There's children in the room, Scott. Knock it off.
Rock and roll never stops with
pants on,
Scott.
big
man.
boy. So I don't
Yeah.
even know what's going on. I know the Buzz Tones are
Right.
playing 8 p.m. at Chez, Maryland, and then pianos down at the Ragin, Cajun.
On Saturday. Naked Soul 2 to 6 and Boderline 7:30 to 11:30 at Fast Eddie's on Saturday. The Doppelganger back at it. They'll be playing 6 o'clock at Chubby's in Alton.
Get yourself a Chubby burger while you're there, if that's a thing. I
Yeah.
don't know if it is.
Or head out and
If it's not, it should be.
Right, it should be. I'll take the Chubby.
They got great food there.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Nice. I don't know. I just want to order a Chubby. The $2 Chubby, please.
Hold the mayo.
You know, I like you more and more every minute.
You can get sick off bad mayo. I just know that.
That's really
That's true. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Let's see.
This is getting fun. What else we got going on? We got Riverbend Records' first anniversary. Has it been a year already?
I don't know if that's this weekend or not. Now I'm drawing a blank because I thought I had some bands listed for that, but
doesn't feel like it's been a year. I'm going to be honest.
yeah, we'll double check that one. Anyways, we'll move on. Tanglefoot, 7 o'clock at Baker's and Hale and Godfrey. Let's see, a car cruise at JJ Thermals at Eastgate Plaza in East Alton, and the Hamilton Band playing from 5 to 9. Doc Holidays and Cottage Chills on Saturday's Cherry Bomb at 9 o'clock. The Plastic Kings, 8 o'clock at the Pump House in Wood River. Scott and Mechelle, you got a gig coming up there, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We're going to be there at the Pump House. We're going to be there on the 29th.
The 30th? October 30th?
Yeah, it's on the 30th.
At 4 o'clock.
Take a pocket full of quarters to play some pinball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They got
They got a lot of pinball machines.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
16
Is that the home of the
machines.
pig wings? They doing the pig wings there still?
That when it was called Porky's, they did. I don't know if they still do or not.
Well, again, if they don't, they should be.
They should be. There you go. Also down in Wood River at the franchise, we got DJ AutoCAD on Saturday night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Right. Raleigh Obenmeyer, 2 to 6, and
That's not a real name.
Rolly Obenmeyer.
Rolly Ovenmeyer.
Yeah, well, 2 to 6, and Still Smoking. That's the Smoking Oldies Band, 8 o'clock at Martin's Tunes and Eats. That's formerly Chico's in Wood River.
Nice.
Dustin Coleman out at Locke's Brick House in Bethalto on Saturday. Speaking of vodka, Audio Distilled with Dana Anderson, 4 o'clock at
Dana.
Blue Stem Vodka in
Another Granite City
Meadowbrook.
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all over the place.
They are everywhere. Now, I think Dana, it seems like I've talked to him years ago, and I seemed like I talked to him and he had gotten a gig doing a cruise ship or something.
Yeah, he did that for a little bit.
somewhere.
Yeah.
He was out of the country for a while.
Yeah, that's a good gig to get for a young single guy.
His brother JB's running a recording studio down in Soulard.
Oh, very
Gaslight?
nice.
Yeah.
Gaslight Studio.
Yes,
Cool
like, oh,
place.
there you go.
Really
Right
cool
on.
place. If
That
you
is
haven't been there. Yeah.
Nice.
In fact,
nice.
JB's consulting with me on my music venue. So
There you go.
Nice.
That's good to know.
And then their brother Ryan Anderson is a musician as well. He's a bass player.
All right. Sounds like they've got the Andersons got a lot going on there. They ought to just make a family band like the Woods Brothers.
Yeah, they
or something.
grew up 2 doors down from me and Scott.
talented block.
And you guys have a serious neighborhood.
Imagine that block party.
Yeah, like seriously, man.
That's a block party I wish I'd have went to.
We couldn't even get a wiffle ball game going.
Who needs Granny's rocker when you got that block?
Exactly.
3 doors down, and between us and them is Bonnie Bramlett. Wait, what?
Ike and Tina Turner were on the next block over.
Exactly.
They really were, though.
Yeah. Now, Ike and Tina played out in Godfrey. At the old Godfrey Civic Center that was up there for years. That was like Godfrey's big claim to fame. I think now it's a Napa Auto Parts or something like
Granite
that.
played.
They
The
played
YMCA, right? Did they play at the
And
YMCA?
then
right?
what was Tony's, and then Mac and Mix.
Mac,
They
yeah.
played
Yeah.
with
They
Judge's
actually,
Chamber.
I believe they actually lived in Madison for a while.
There you go.
Bonnie used to play
There you
them
go.
for a while.
See, it's this whole area. I mean, it's where rock and roll spawned between Chuck Berry, Ike, Johnny Johnson. Even before that with Miles Davis. I mean, it was jazz, but come on, man, that was some unbelievable. Bitches Brew is beyond jazz. This area does not get the props that it deserves for the music
No
that
doubt
is
about it.
spawned out of this area. So. But there you go. Speaking of music that is spawned out of this area and happening in this area, what do we got going on? We're past the music. We're
Yeah.
down to some paranormal access.
Yeah, the paranormal guys, right?
Oh.
Our buddies,
The
Brian Murray
the
and
foul mouth girl. I remember her.
yeah, Miss Rochelle Stratton was very foul mouthed on this show, and we appreciate that.
What was her sister though? Who's her sister?
Well, she's the real star.
She's the one with the foul mouth.
No, she was good. Rochelle was the one that, remember, because we're like, these guys are on TV. We don't have to have them on off air and record them.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So I get them confused because they're sisters, and to me they're just 2 cute girls chasing ghosts. I don't know.
But they're from A&E's Ghost Hunters.
There you go.
And they started right here in town with Riverbend Paranormal.
Yep.
And they're going to be investigating the Cheney Mansion in Jerseyville. And they'll also be joined by a medium, Chris Fleming, out of Chicago. And this previous date was sold out. So to do this, it's $125.
Wow.
to hang out
I think
with.
that's the Ghost Hunter is one of my son's favorite shows, isn't
Right.
it, Aiden? Yeah, I used to watch that all the time, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. They've sat
Man of
right
many
where you're
words.
at. They've been on this show with
Yeah.
us and sat right where you're at, man.
And we were planning to have them back and investigate this hotel we're in with the E&E Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
Don't know exactly when. 'cause
And
they're
Mechelle
busy.
Stratton once gave a Chubby to Kevin Bacon, so that whole 7 steps from... No, I don't know if any of that's true. I don't know.
Were you talking about the burger?
The
or
Chubby,
something?
yeah, the Chubby burger.
The
yeah,
hamburger.
Yeah, that's what I was
Gotta
talking
be
about.
clear.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I
You
forgot the
should
word
be
burger.
clear.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, the legendary Billy Peak is playing this weekend up
Peak.
at Grafton Winery from
Nice.
3 to 7 on Saturday. Yeah. So,
And that's
yeah.
a big deal. And the Big Deal Band's going to also be playing
Right.
in Grafton at the Hawg Pit, 2 to 6 p.m. on Saturday.
And what better band to have at the loading dock in Grafton than the Yacht Rockers, right?
There you go.
2
It's
o'clock.
suiting. And I haven't been up to the loading dock for a while, but I went up last weekend and caught Jake's leg. New stage up there. It's nice. They put in a stage with a much higher ceiling, and they took the old covered stage and made it the sound booth for the sound man. So
The resiliency of Grafton. You know, they get wiped out by a flood every about 3 years, and then they just rebuild and start over.
And that's what I understood. I got to asking about it, and they said, well, a flood came in and wiped out that corner of the bar, so when they rebuilt it, they just raised it up, made it concrete, and made it a stage. Oh, a flood comes in to wipe us out, now we're just going to make it something better.
They bounce back
You know.
every time, don't they?
Better than New Orleans did, I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah, had a little get together with the mayor up there and the owner of the winery, Aeries Winery. What great people! They've
Yeah.
got good vision for that town, and really appreciate the tourism of everybody in this area. Again, the river bend, all of us river towns trying to stick together. But great group of guys up there too, and they support the local music scene as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot of music that pops in that little strip. I mean, we say the name Grafton as much as we say Alton and Granite City and the rest, and that's just a 3-block strip. But they got a lot going on there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember like when Scott and I first started playing there. When we first started playing, actually, we had 2 shows there in one day. When the Rotten Apple was there, instead of Third Shoot.
Right.
And you know, we did like. Well, we went from a farmer's market in Ferguson
dog show
to a
up
dog
there.
show in Grafton to the Rotten
Rotten
Apple.
Apple,
and
nice.
by that
Yeah, I'll
time
tell you
I was
what.
toast.
I don't know if you guys ever crossed the river there and went to La Rosa's Cabana Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What,
That's,
what a
Sue.
great spot that is to go listen to music on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
mentioned that earlier. They changed the name now
No,
to
no,
the...
it's 2 different places next
They're
door to
kinda
each other.
next to each other,
They're
yeah.
next to each other. The Long Shot Tiki Bar now has music, and
La
the
Rosa's Cabana Bar.
Rosa's
man.
Cabana Bar.
You want to feel like you're in Key West without leaving home. There it is.
Now I am going to say this though. I not to be disparaging, but the people that rent the boats there, you got to let people go more than a mile circle.
Yeah.
And don't call me captain if I can only go on a mile circle.
And don't say
Captains get to
Pigpen's
go.
negative. He's not.
No,
Pigpen's never negative.
only when I feel negative now.
Worth the fight, 7
I'm
o'clock
so
at the
positive
Oyster.
I'm HIV positive. Oh, wait a minute.
Never mind. You weren't talking over me. I didn't hear you.
No, it didn't happen.
I was trying to say worth the fight, 7 o'clock
there
at
you
the Oyster Bar in Grafton.
Jimmy G.
And there's the Vault.
Yeah.
The Vault, 3 to 6 at the Grafton Pub on Saturday, along with Soulshine Groove, 7 to 11 at the Grafton Pub.
There you go.
Roaming Home, 12 to 3, and the Far Gone Brothers, 3 to 7, and Aeries Winery in Grafton.
Nice.
Fireside, 7 to 11 at the Gold Bar at Rustic Retreats in Grafton. Go ahead and do the next one there at Doit's Village Inn.
What do we got here? Off meds. 8 p.m. at Doit's Village Inn. There you go. So somebody's off their meds at Doit's, and that doesn't surprise me one bit. Every time we talk to musicians who have played Doit's Village Inn, they say it is a party down there. So there's no higher praise than to hear a musician go, those people know how to party.
Yeah, we
They
were
do.
there Sunday. We were there last Sunday.
Nice.
Here's a
nice.
band
Were you
that,
off your meds?
Yeah.
No. No more than normal, man.
Here's a band that recently played music in the park down there for you guys, Flipside.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they had a really good night. They
Yeah.
were pumped
Yeah,
about
they
it.
did.
They're playing at Cramden's in Madison
Oh,
on
Blast
Saturday.
from the past, Camden.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Again, I will not divulge whether I was in there or not back in the 80s.
I heard about that when I was at the Animal House. No, wait a minute.
There's another one.
Animal House.
367.
Right? Yeah.
Played there.
I was there many times.
What else we got? We got Rock Bottom.
Night number 2.
9:30 p.m. at Patrick's, doing the doubleheader at Patrick's there.
Moving on to Edwardsville, Danny Callaher, 2 o'clock at the Foundry in Edwardsville. Grand Band, 6 to 9 at Big Daddy's on Saturday in Edwardsville. Skylark Brothers, 6 to 9 at the Corner Tavern in Edwardsville. That's on the corner.
Yeah, there you go.
Steve Woolley, 6 to 10 at the Cabin at Judy Creek and Glen Carbon. Colossal Rex, 7 o'clock at Red's Tavern, the Sage House in Bunker Hill on Saturday. Big festival up in Dorsey, the Harvest Music Fest with Whiskey River, 12 to 4, Agent 99, 4 to 8, and Flatliner. Another chance to catch them before they retire, 8 to 11 at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey, and that's the Harvest Music Fest. And then Mike Judy, back at it.
Busy.
Yes, indeed. He presents the Three Chambers Tour. Oh, here we go. Raekwon?
Raekwon.
I'm not sure how to say that one.
Yeah, it sounds German. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ghostface, GZA, and Liquid Swords with TWO. 8 p.m.
All right.
at Pops at Sauget. $40 in advance, $50 day of. Those guys have to be touring acts.
With a name like Liquid Swords, you should be.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You know those guys, Aiden? The guys they were just talking about?
You know T-Dubbo? No.
T-Dubbo, does that ring a bell?
Ghostface?
They
Ghostface
sound
kind of
like-
rings a bell.
Ghostface?
Yeah.
Sound like young bands.
You know Ghostface?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, what kind of music does he play?
Like, it's hard to explain.
Oh, my favorite.
Not, kind of, but kind of not.
Trap? Heavy edge trap music. No, I don't know. With an R&B kind of hit.
With an R&B kind of groove to it.
Right.
Hey, Pigpen, are you a proud person?
I'm so proud. I'm proud to be here right now. I'm
Okay.
proud to be an American.
They're throwing a festival for you down in Belleville this weekend. We'll get to that in a minute.
What?
Yeah.
I don't believe that's true.
Tripwire 2 to 6 at 3rd Chute West in West Alton on
Nice.
Saturday. NCR 6 to 10 at Wild Pickens in Chesterfield. Roaming Home 6 to 10 at Hidden Lake in Aviston. And here you go. Here's your festival, the Metro East Pride Fest at Club Escapade in Belleville.
Yes.
For all the Pride people, right?
I am proud, and I will be there proud.
Okay.
I don't know.
On the main stage at noon, we have the Gateway Men's Chorus, 12:30 Short Mist, 1:30 Sponsor High Heel Drag Race. Now that
sounds
very interesting.
That's got to be worth the price of admission right there. A high heel drag race.
right.
Here's one of the bands I love the name. They're
You
going
do.
to be there. Pussycat and the Swallowtails will be there.
Right, 2:30.
At 2:30 p.m.
And then,
That's a great name.
Honey Box at 4. And then another high heel drag race at 7. And then the Metro East Drag Show at 8.
Wow. So I think
And that's just one stage.
I think the winners of the first drag race go up against, I don't know. how it
Probably,
works.
something like that. So then the Teen Pride stage, noon, DJT, 1, School of Rock House Band, which I want to say, I don't know about that. I'm going to have to think about that one. Anyways, 3 o'clock, the Amateur Drag Show, 4 o'clock.
I don't know why that's funny to me.
I don't know
I'm
why it's
sorry.
funny to you either.
The amateur drag show, just how many hours you got to put in for your professional?
Yeah.
10,000? I don't even know.
I wonder, maybe it's pay that
Yeah.
makes
There-
it
there you
professional.
go.
I don't
There
know.
you go.
4 o'clock, Stomp Box and the mixtapes. That's all going on down in
There you
Belleville.
go.
Also down in Belleville at noon, Copper Fire, Pat Liston. And then across the river for the Rat Run, Bullseye, 2 to 6 at Long Shot Tiki Bar in Portage de Sioux. And Mike Judy presents In My Silence with For the City, City of Sparks, and Signals from Saturn, 7 o'clock at Red Flag in St. Louis. And Mike Judy is just a busy guy out of Bethalto.
Multiple shows each weekend, multiple shows on nights. Like there, he's got 2 shows going on Saturday night, one at Pops. and
Or Corporal
one at
Tunnel,
Red
one or the
Flag.
other.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, my gosh.
We
a lot
are,
going on there.
if you're just joining us, we're talking to Mike Parkinson, the Granite City mayor, along with the Scott and Mechelle acoustic duo. And
Aiden.
and Aiden.
And my sidekick, Aiden.
Yeah.
are you guys playing Smokey Joe's Jeep Run Saturday?
Yes, we are.
Okay. What's that all about? I wasn't sure.
It's their first annual Jeep run. Their first annual Jeep run that they're having there, and I don't know how many Jeeps. She said that they're going to have like 500 Jeeps or something like that.
Where's it at?
It's at Smoky Joe's in Pontoon Beach.
Okay, right there.
What is Smoky Joe's?
It's I don't know how long it's been there, but it's been
Forever.
there forever.
Yes.
Yeah,
Forever.
it's been there a long time.
Tim,
It's like
Tim and Michelle McGrath are the proprietors there. Great bar, been around forever. It's an institution in Pontoon Beach.
Gotcha.
Named after firemen, Smoky Joe's, and a lot of fire memorabilia in there. My great uncle's helmet's still up there. He's passed away, but he was the fire chief of Pontoon Beach. And,
there you go.
It's I'm a retired policeman, but there's police and fireman thing going on. But it's a fireman bar, but it is a pretty cool place.
I come
Great
from
place.
a fireman family.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my dad was a fireman, and then his older brother and my cousin, and then my mom's brother. Both sides of my family, my mom and my dad, all Alton firemen. So, yeah, I never burned up, luckily, because we had lots of fire codes in our house.
Yeah, I retired from Granite City Police Department. Did 23 years. Retired as a lieutenant, and but Smoky Joe's is one of my favorite places. Good ownership, great place to hang out. Nice, quiet place.
Right there in Pontoon Beach, huh?
111.
There you go.
Yeah.
111 Lake Drive.
Been there forever.
The Jeep run starts at noon, and Scott and I will start at 5 o'clock. So they'll start off there, and then they'll work their way around. They'll come back to Smoky Joe's.
All right.
That's pretty awesome.
And then tomorrow night we're at the Wood River Moose.
That's right. The Wood River Moose.
And what time's that start?
7 o'clock.
7 p.m. at the Wood River Moose.
Loose at the
Wood River
Moose.
Moose used to have great fish on Friday when we were young.
Well, there was a lot of places that had fish on Friday. Why is that?
I think
it's
Catholic.
only there for the Lent time, though. Why is that? Oh yeah.
It's the Catholic thing.
Yeah. Hey, look at
There goes
Mechelle.
Mechelle
That's
breaking
on
stuff.
video. That is on video.
Somebody call the
She's
police.
just trashing.
Somebody call the police. She's out of control.
Oh. I do this
can
all
take
the
her
time.
nowhere.
Oh man, listen to that and thunder.
I can't handle anything.
I don't know how you do it.
For the
Scott.
radio audience, Mechelle just pulled the microphone off of the stand. And
I'm
I
owning
think
this
she was going to sing some
microphone.
Janis Joplin or something real quick.
I wasn't sure if she grabbed it I wasn't sure if she's going to start singing. I
Just
wasn't sure what she was going to do.
Come on.
Tomorrow is the
it was good
anniversary
until
of her
he
last
joined in.
I'm just trying to make her sound better by sounding bad. Tomorrow is the anniversary of her last recording she made, Mercedes-Benz, when she recorded the song Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, she actually she passed away on October 4th, and I was born on October 4th. Yeah.
Well, there you go. See?
Don't you have an animal named after her or something? Who is that?
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks, that's right.
That's our youngest kid.
I got Stevie Nicks from Christine Nelson from Christine Salsa, my very best friend and the mother of Ethan Jones.
There you go. Christine Salsa.
Christine Salsa, 76 Schnook stores
Buy
in
local.
Missouri and Illinois.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. Did not know that. She a Granite City gal, I guess?
She was born and raised in Granite, and then she lived in Pontoon for a while. Now she's in Edwardsville.
Yeah, Schnucks has a cool thing going. They've got a little local area where you can buy local products from local proprietors and all their Schnucks stores. Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
Cool.
I
So,
do like my Schnooks.
Not this weekend, but the following weekend. Are you doing the Mr. Twist thing still?
It was actually going to be on this coming Sunday, but they've moved that event out to April because it's actually a memorial for Mary Urosity that had passed away. Yeah,
Right.
She passed away, and so she passed away in April. So we're going to do it in April. We just did the Mr. Twist Guns and Hoses there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And it was a great day. I think they raised like $3,400, something like that.
I'm going off of the post you made with the master list that you said some of this is going to change, so I thought we could find out real quick what's changed, right?
Didn't you tell me that they changed the name of the Guns and Hoses to like Belts and Badges?
Yeah, they changed it to Boots and Badges.
Boots
yeah.
and Badges. There you go. Boots and Kets and Boots
Yeah,
and Kets.
I guess it's getting big enough now where the chief of police of St. Louis contacted the owner of Felicia Urosity Mr. Twist and told him that a couple of huge sponsors had contacted him from Illinois, wanting to get involved in what he was doing in Granite City. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" So, yeah. So,
That's good. Onward and upward, bigger. Just growing it and growing it, right?
How about October 9th at the cabin at Judy Creek? Still doing that
Yep,
one?
we're still doing that one, yes.
Cool. And then, let's see, on the 14th, is that a Music in the Park you're playing?
Yes,
It's going to be in Pontoon Beach.
Right.
It's the acoustic night in the park, yeah.
And then
It's their season finale.
the 24th, Doit, right? The second annual. Let's see.
Witches Day Out.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the second annual Witches Day Out.
bonfire and witches running across the fields and stuff.
We all dress up like witches, and we're gonna be like the next Kimswick.
How about the Hillsboro show on the 16th? Still doing that one?
Yeah.
Canton Inn?
And, yeah, at the Canton and Blue
Right.
Note Bar, yeah.
Cool. So there you go. You want to
Then-
run through Sunday real quick, Pigpen?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Naked Soul 1 to 5, Cross the Line 6 to 10 at Fast Eddie's. The Shell Shack open mic this week featuring Jimmy Johnson on bass, Brad Cummings on rhythm, guitar, and vocals, Jeff Bensman on lead guitar and vocals, and Kenny McPeak on drums. That's an open mic down at Martin's Tunes and Eats in Wood River on Sunday. Boderline Acoustic 1 to 5 at Grafton Winery. Lead Sled 2 to 6 at the Hawg Pit. The Owls 2 o'clock at the Loading Dock in Grafton. Roaming Home 1 to 5 at Grafton Pub. The Grand Band 2 o'clock at Oysters Bar in Grafton. Cricket and the Grilled Avocados 1 to 5 at Aeries Winery. Rogers and Neenhouse all the way up in Chesterfield, and Wild Pickens from 2 to 6. And our sponsor, Michael Crider from Farmers Insurance, having his second annual fall food drive with the Dead Roses playing at noon. Little Sister, and then Money Shot at 4, Hicktown, and they're at 6, and then Flatliner at 7:30 at Wiggler's at Holiday Shores in Edwardsville, and that's Michael Crider, Farmers Insurance, a sponsor of this show. Midlife, 4 to 7 at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. Open mic with Dana Anderson this week at the Stagger Inn. He's sitting in for Butch Moore, so you can go jam with Dana, all right? Sunday night.
Right on.
You can do this one. I'm not even going to try it.
What's she doing on here? Oh, this must be it. Maria J. Vithayathia. Vithayathia. There we
That's
go.
pretty close.
Yeah, it's
2
close
o'clock at the cabin at Judy Creek
you
in
go.
Glen Carbon. American Originals 3 to 6, and then karaoke at Doit on Sunday. The Paul Bond Band at Hoodats in Collinsville. Grand Band at Copper Dock and Pocahontas. Rock Bottom back at it. Part of the Rat Run at 3rd Chute West in West Alton from 2 to 6. Super Jam across the river at Long Shot Tiki Bar in Portage de Sioux for the Rat Run.
Love Super Jam.
Man, they're outstanding. And finally, our final one over at the Sinkhole in St. Louis. Past guest Kilberez back at it. They're going to be with Grizzler and Chaos Bloom 7:30 at the Sinkhole in St.
old Stinkhole.
Louis.
And Rogers and Neenhouse. How great are they?
Oh, man, yeah.
Top notch right
How
there.
great are they?
We actually got the privilege of opening for them.
Yeah, how about their Crosby, Stills, Nash, and
Oh,
Young
yeah.
tribute, huh?
And it was,
Born
it was
20.
Oh.
Man.
and it was awesome. They made the stage look beautiful with all their guitars on there. It was great.
All right. Well, we've been talking to Scott and Mechelle, acoustic duo. Thanks for coming in, guys, once again.
Thank you for having us. And I'd like to add that there's the open air market downtown in Granite City this weekend too, on the 2nd at the Civic Park.
Okay.
Right there down on the square.
Nice.
And from 10 till 2, and Mr. Randy Carter
Oh.
is going to be the musician there.
Nice.
So.
There
Nice.
you go. Open air market. Right on.
And thanks to the mayor for coming in.
Yeah, great time.
Mike Parkinson, outstanding time.
And his sidekick, Aiden.
And my sidekick, and I am for hire. So if,
Okay.
You add a little comedy and spice to your show, I am for hire. You get this one for free. The next one you have to pay me.
I knew he was shady. The first one's free. First one's free, kid.
He actually wants radio pay. I don't think he knows what that means, does he?
Stick to the mayor gig, bub.
Yeah, you should. You should.
If you want money.
That does it for another edition of Yeah, sorry about that.
There you go.
That does it for another edition of Riverbend Talent. Once again, inviting you out to the 60th anniversary, October 9th, for Halpin Music Company, our sponsor for a long, long time. Also on that same day, the Stubblefield Band with Mr. Matt Van Voorhis from Macias Insurance playing at Bakers and Hale. Inviting you out to that. And our other sponsor, Michael Crider, don't forget this weekend the food drive up at Wiggler's Bar in Holiday Shores. Thanks to our
Chance to
sponsors.
show all of our sponsors some love, man. You can get out and shake their hands and tell them how much you love our radio show. And that'll keep us going for,
Hopefully. We hope to see you guys. Come out and see us on October 9th, Big Pen and I, right? That'll be cool.
There's definitely faces for radio in here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a mayor.
I was talking about myself.
Oh, hey, our third mayor we've had on.
Right.
So there you go.
Am I the last?
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, see, there you saved the best for last.
Yeah.
Just don't put your face on a billboard, apparently.
We're going to get you and Mike Pagano down here together.
There you go.
I think that'd be awesome.
Make them arm wrestle or something. I don't know.
All right. We got Mr. Tommy Carlos waiting in the wings to be interviewed here in just a minute.
there
So
you
we
go.
got a skit and
I think
skedaddle.
that's my cue to get out.
You guys are over.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
All
Aiden.
right. Hey, thanks to our guests and everybody. Remember, between now and next week, get out and support local music and art.